Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Aerodrome Finance, which is my favorite play on the Ethereum ecosystem. I mean, it's technically on the base ecosystem, but as we know, base is a layer 2 built on Ethereum. So I think it's important in your portfolios to have some allocation into Ethereum. Me personally, I don't have a great deal of allocation into the Ethereum ecosystem. Most of my coins are actually competing with the Ethereum ecosystem. You look at Sui, you look at other layer ones, a lot of them are actually trying to overtake Ethereum. They're trying to battle Ethereum, and they're actually Ethereum killers. So with that said, I think it's important to have some allocation to Ethereum to hedge your bets in case Ethereum does wake up out of its long coma and eventually it has a massive run, kind of like what XRP did. Okay. XRP was in a massive coma, forgotten about, boring, and then all of a sudden it pumped. Something similar might happen with Ethereum that maybe takes us from 1.8K all the way up to 4K, 5K, maybe even 6K or higher if we're lucky. So, with that said, let's talk about Aerodrome. Okay, I'm going to provide an update on it. I'm going to take a look at the chart and all of that good stuff. So, smash the likes if you like the sound of that, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I post every single day. I also want to let you know about the sale in the VIP. This is going to be going in literally just over a day. Okay, the end of this month, it's going to be gone. As soon as it turns May, this discount will be disabled. So make sure to use the code at checkout, SAVE20. That's SAVE20 at checkout on the VIP membership. You can also use this if you want to do a crypto payment for lifetime or for the yearly option. All the information is linked down below, but make sure you're using that discount code at checkout to save yourself 20% off on the membership before the prices go up. Get yourself in the group. It's active 24/7. You can track my buys and sells. I recently just put out a buy alert on virtuals, in fact. And you can see it here. I put the buy alert out down around the 50-cent region. It went all the way up here to $1.42. I think it went even higher than that, 1.5. So we 3x'd our money on the buy alert 3 times in the space of a couple weeks. So if you like those types of gains, which everyone does, check out the group. The price will be going up soon, so use a discount. All right, so we're talking about Aerodrome today. It's at a $500 million market cap, and the last time I made a video, it was sat at a $365 million market cap. So it has gone up considerably. It was at 45 cents in the last video. And if you remember, I was talking about this very important resistance level and support level on the macro chart that you can see outlined on the screen here. Now, back in the last video, we were still very much trading in this massive macro support band, which acted as support on numerous occasions. We have now definitively broken out above that macro support band. We have now also gotten a buy signal on my chart prime indicator that I use. And you can see we are breaking above some of the moving averages on the daily. Okay, you can see clearly the daily chart here I've got on the screen. Got some of these moving averages. We are battling these. We're getting above them. And we've got some more to get above. But overall, the chart structure is looking a lot better. Okay, a lot better on Aerodrome. And if we go and look on the weekly here, you can see that we have actually had a breakout on the RSI, and you can see even more clear here, the breakout above this major support band. So we've kind of shifted the structure here, looking a lot more bullish on the daily and the weekly. So the question is, where am I targeting Aerodrome to go? And as I said in my last video, depends which type of case you're talking about. You're talking about the bull case, the bear case, the base case. What are we talking about? Because if we're talking bear case, the bearish scenario, I think maybe we, retest the all-time highs, put in a triple top, maybe even slightly lower than that. But then for the base case, the thing that I expect the most, I'm still targeting this kind of $3.60 region for Aerodrome. I think that is a very strong possibility, and it would put in a definitive high. That would be a high of, over 50% on the current all-time high. And I think it's around a 6 times on your money as of today. Now, if you are buying down here, when the VIP group was stacking, that will be much more. Okay, if you're buying, let's say, at 40 cents, you're talking maybe an X or two more. If you're buying down here at 27, then instead of it being maybe a 6X or a 7X from here, maybe you're looking at more like a 14X, right? Because you got a better entry. So entry is very, very important. But even if you're buying here, I still expect probably a 6 to 10X on Aerodrome, maybe even higher if we get into the bull case. But if you look at it from the current price, okay, Aerodrome is currently sat at 62. If we go to the 1.618 target, you're looking at a 5.8x. So basically 6 times on your money just to the next major fib level. For anyone wondering, I'm putting the fibs on from this high here, okay, down to this low. Okay, so it makes sense. So we're looking at the next target on this next run. And yeah, I mean, it's a decent looking chart to me. It's got clear support, clear resistance. We know our levels. Once it breaks above here, if it does, we're going to go into price discovery. We're probably going to go quite a lot higher. So that's what I'm looking at with Aerodrome. I'm very bullish on the project fundamentally. It's in the DeFi category. DeFi projects always tend to do well in crypto. So if we look at the DeFi projects from last cycle, you can see the likes of Uniswap. Obviously, this was the DEX on Ethereum. It still is. This got to a market cap of 22 billion. But PancakeSwap would be more of a reasonable comparison because obviously the DEX on Ethereum is always going to be bigger than the DEX on any layer 2 or any other layer 1. PancakeSwap got to a market cap of around 6 billion. So what would a 5 or a 6, what would a 5 to 10x be on the current Aerodrome market cap? A 10x would put it at 5 billion. So that would still be less than PancakeSwap. A 5x would put it at 2.5 billion plus a bit of dilution, right? You got to factor that in as well. So realistically, like anywhere between a 3 to a 5 billion market cap on Aerodrome, I think is very, very doable in this next rally. And what you got to bear in mind is I don't think we've got an awful long left of this cycle. I don't think we've got a lot of time left. Time is ticking. And, Bitcoin is getting higher and higher day by day, which brings us closer and closer to a potential top. And if you've been following my channel for a while, I think we're probably topping out in the summer. You can never be certain, but it looks like that's what the case is when you're looking at the macro economy, when you're looking at everything else. And there's a good chance we top out on this massive resistance line. If we go above it, great. We'll end up going a lot higher. Maybe we go to 150 or something like that. But it seems to me like Bitcoin is going to be targeting this major trend line, which has acted as resistance for a very, very long time, which is only about 20% away if we were to top out in September. Okay, so you got to bear that in mind when you're buying altcoins. There's definitely a lot of room to have growth, but is there going to be, 10, 20, 30x opportunities everywhere? Absolutely not. It's going to be pretty hard to get those gains. So I think at this point in time, your portfolio is probably best settling for like a 10x if you can get that and getting out rather than being too greedy and aiming for some of these ridiculous targets that you hear all over YouTube. So appreciate you guys watching the video. Check out the sale on the VIP group if you want to join a like-minded network. If you want to get my buys and sells, we just 3x'd our money like it was nothing in the VIP group in 2 weeks' time. Literally bought it a couple of weeks ago and we're up 3x now. So if you like those types of gains, join the group. The sale will be running out very, very soon at the end of this month. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.